Alright, good morning everybody, it's me, the Invisible Gunslinger, and we're going to be continuing on with none other than To the Moon! That's right, I'm loving the hell out of this game. It's really pulled me in so much that I don't want to record anything else right now but this game. And I get the impression that we're about halfway through with it, maybe even more than halfway through with it, so I want to continue with the story. I don't want to give it like a whole week-long break and then me have to go, oh, what was I doing again? Huh, what? But no, I'm right here. The last thing that we did was Rosaline and Watts were back in the movie theater. We were trying to get Johnny to get more motivated to go to the moon, because apparently, despite implanting this desire in a young man, it didn't change anything. Nothing at all. So, we can assume that either means that Johnny's inspiration to go to the moon is probably symbolic of something else. Maybe his desire to be with River was so strong that he's like, oh, well, to the moon, that must be going to River because she's a cold, desolate rock that is so alien to my own brain that I want to go to the moon. I don't really know. Now, this leads me into another really good point that you guys have that you guys have brought up to me, and I have to address it because you're right. And this particular instance, this thing that you've brought to my attention is that I'm joking around a lot. Like a ton, especially now that I am aware that River's condition is most likely Asperger's syndrome, and that's a pretty touchy subject. It's not the worst mental illness that you can have, but it is definitely a hindrance. But again, mental illnesses are not... It's not a competition to say, oh, well, this is the worst, or this is even worse, or you got it easy, you've only got this, that, and the other. It's not at all like that. Any kind of mental illness, or mental deficiency, or whatever, mental strangeness, is something that should be given a degree of respect. So, I have to say, though, I do like how the game does not out and out tell you this is what River's condition is. It hints at what it is without actually putting a name to it. So even if you don't know what it is, like I didn't know what it was. I mean, I know what Asperger's is, but I didn't know at the time while I was playing this game. I just was like, oh, it's some kind of mental strangeness or mental, how do I say this? It's a mental, I don't want to say condition, it's just a mental difference from how most people work, and I liked that. I liked how it was like, well, she's strange, it's a condition that may or may not exist, and most likely it is Asperger's syndrome. So, a lot of you guys have been like, Gunslinger, what are you doing? You're making so many jokes, you're just being so, like, you're not getting into the emotions of it. And I'll say this to you guys. The game itself is joking around. Alright, when you see Watts on that ghost horse riding ass backwards going, help me, Rosaline, or when you see the Kamehameha, or when you see Watts just goofing off, those are legitimately funny moments, and as a commentator, I'm supposed to build off of those moments. Now, there is a time to be, you know, emotional, of course. That's what a lot of you guys wanted me to do with this project, is you wanted me to show that I am more than just a goofball or a rageaholic or whatever, and actually get into the emotions of it. And personally, I've been goofing off a little bit more than usual because I know that all of my goofing off is going to come back and bite me in the ass. Alright, me making fun of Johnny or River or Watts is really just gonna come down on my head later. I'm gonna go, oh my god, I was such a dick to them. What? No! You see, it's all planned out, guys. I knew going in that this was gonna be, well, people said this was gonna be an emotional thing. I'm like, okay, give me the emotion. You're giving me the emotion of joy. I'm gonna be happy. Titanic would not be such a emotionally wrought movie if you didn't have the good and then go, oh my god, they could have been together, but no, tragedy strikes. What's going on? This is kind of the opposite of Titanic. The couple has gotten together, they've grown old and have realized, wow, we had a shitty marriage because guess what, Johnny? You were only with me because you got to draw me like one of your stinking German girls. Yeah, hello ladies. Shut the fuck up, Heinrich. So, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, I'm trying to enjoy the game, and I've been serious when the game warrants a serious response, so I'm just going with what the game is presenting to me, I should say. So anyway, now that I've gotten that out of the way, oh, one other weird fact that I've come to realize, this has nothing to do with To the Moon, but for all of you Game of Thrones fans out there, I figured something out that was so weird, and I'm like, what? I don't even watch Game of Thrones, and this, like, threw me for a loop. Apparently there's a character on the TV show called the Hound. He's a big guy and all that. Apparently, the same guy who played the Hound also played the dumb guy, the dumb shopping clerk in Hot Fuzz, the guy who only said yarp. And that blew my mind. It's like, wait a minute, this actor who only said yarp in this silly movie is now the Hound in Game of Thrones, arguably one of the more popular television shows nowadays. It's like, what the fuck? Good, you go, guy. Yarp to you. So anyway, enough of all that. That was just so strange to me. I'm like, wait, what? He is? That's strange. So anyway, let's load. I think we were on file 1. Yes. This is perfect. Okay. Now, give me 1 second, guys. Let me check my sound, because when I was doing the sound test, it sounded kind of like I was a little bit too loud, and I apologize if I'm too loud. That's why I'm doing this little check. So give me 1 second.